Welcome back to Movie Village. The white dress is one of the oldest American urban legends stories around. Whether it's true or not is completely up to you to decide. Many people say it is in fact true and that they have experienced similar paranormal happenings when purchasing an item that belonged to a deceased person. Our story today starts off in a second-hand shop. We see friends Rachel and Leah shopping for prom dresses. We see her notice a girl that she knows from school, and she stares at her in a school crush kind of way. Just as they are leaving, Rachel sees a dress that she likes. She falls in love with it instantly, but sees the price and decides it's way out of her budget. Her friend tells her to try it on anyway. She tries it on and falls in love with it even more. The girl that she was staring at earlier pays the dress a compliment. She gets excited. The two friends joked that she was definitely flirting with her. She counts her money, but the dress is double the price, so she's sad that she can't get it. Her friend says she'll pay the rest and she can just pay her back over the summer break. She agrees and is so happy that she is getting it. Later at home, she tries on the dress again but is surprised that it stinks. As she went to take it off, she felt like someone had tugged at her dress. But that couldn't be, right? Because she was the only one in her room. She calls Leah and asks if she noticed the smell on the dress while they were in the shop. She tells her no, that she would have talked her out of buying it if she had noticed it smelled bad. Later in her room, she's on her computer, but the battery dies. She went to get the charger from underneath her bed and noticed someone standing on the other side of the bed, but all she could see were feet. She jumped up to look, but no one was there. How did she not run out screaming right away? She puts it down to her imagination playing tricks. Don't you hate when they do that in films? Later in bed, her wardrobe door opens. She sits up, absolutely terrified, and just stares at the opened door, expecting to see something. She turns on her lamp, but no one is there. I think she thinks that because her new dress is poofy, it made the wardrobe door open, so she took it out and hung it on her mirror before getting back into bed, as she's trying to sleep. We, the viewer, see a woman in a white dress walking towards her. She senses something and jumps up, turning on her light as she watches her dress fall off the mirror. She didn't see the woman. She's really creeped out by this, so she puts her dress hanging on a bedroom door down the hall. As soon as she gets back to her room, she hears a knock at her door. Guys, let me tell you something. It's not often that I find a TV show that creeps me out to the point of looking away from the TV, but this series made my heart race so much. I literally found myself constantly too scared to look at the TV. The music alone, the camera angles, creepy atmosphere were enough to terrify the shit out of me. Hats off to all involved with the making of this show. It's definitely a show that I can't watch at night, but anyways, Rachel thinks it's her mom knocking at her bedroom door. So she calls out to her mom, expecting her mom to say, "Yes, it's me." So she goes out to the hallway, calling her mom, and sees that the dress is not on the door anymore. A tired mom comes out of her bedroom and asks what she is doing, calling her at that hour of the night. Her mom picks her dress off the floor and tells her to go back to bed. Rachel is petrified and leaves the light on as she lays in bed, definitely not relaxed. She eventually falls asleep, but the next morning she wakes to find her bedroom door open, and Rachel is wearing the dress. She has no idea how it got on her without her putting it on or without her waking up. As she goes to take off the dress, she is suddenly in a lot of pain. Her side is in agony. She lifts the dress and sees that she has a huge bruise on her side. She takes a picture and sends it to Leah, who is concerned for her. In school, Rachel and Leah are convinced that she was sleepwalking during the night, and that's how she woke up with the dress on. Rachel seems satisfied with thinking that's what had happened. I guess the alternative is too scary to believe. She sees the girl who paid her a compliment in the second-hand shop, and it looks like she may be flirting. She's so happy about that. She is definitely crushing hard on her school friend. When walking through the school hallway, Rachel sees a photo of a girl that died a few years ago. Well, they weren't sure what happened to her, but they remembered hearing that she died. In the photo, she is wearing a dress that Rachel is convinced is the one she bought. Leah tells her to bring it back to the shop and get a refund. She said she can't because she has nothing to wear to prom. She takes a picture of the photo. Leah tells her to just go back to the shop tomorrow and find something else to wear. So she goes back to the shop to return it, but they don't accept returns. She tells her that there is something wrong with the dress, and she needs to know who brought it in and who is the owner of the dress. The girl says she is sorry that even if she knew, she can't give out information like that. Rachel grabs her arm and threatens to break her wrist if she doesn't tell her. The girl then finds out who brought the dress in and gives her the details, then kicks her out and threatens to call the cops. As Rachel gets home, she notices something that looks like dirt or mold on the dress, so she throws it in her washing machine. As she's getting laundry detergent, she hears the washing machine door open behind her. She closes it, and as soon as her back is turned, it opens again. She thought she saw someone walk behind her too, as she checks the door to see if something is blocking it from closing. She sees a hand appear on the glass door from inside the washing machine. The door then opens, and Rachel takes the dress out. Later, we see her on her laptop doing research on the girl in the picture at school. She sees an article saying that the local prom queen dies from mysterious poisoning. She then looks up the name that the woman in the secondhand shop gave her earlier, and it comes back to a local mortician. Later, she goes to see Marcus Moore in a creepy old building. She doesn't know where she's going, so she calls Marcus's name out loud, hoping he will come out to meet her. She hears a man say, "Yes, I'm here. Come in." She goes into the room. She can't see him, but she hears a man say in the creepiest way ever, "What a pretty dress." She's looking around, trying to see where the man is in the dark room, but she can't see anyone. Then the door opened and Marcus Moore comes in, so she wasn't talking to him the whole time. Who the heck was she talking to? Marcus gives out to her and asks what she is doing there. A shocked Rachel is stunned at the realization that she was talking to a ghost and not Marcus. She tells him she needs help and asks if he sold the dress. He said he didn't. She goes on to explain her situation, and he says that in all his years working in his business, he had never seen a haunting, and there must be another explanation as to why this is happening to her. She talks about the mold on the dress but looks down and sees now that it's gone. He apologizes that he couldn't be of any help. She runs out, upset. She really thought she was going to get some answers and is devastated that she still has no clue why this is happening to her. We then see Marcus take a jacket off of an unalived client. Is client even the right word? He then says in an ominous way, "I don't think you'll be needing this anymore." Rachel returns home and is met by a worried mom and Leah. Her mom asked her where she had been. Rachel is annoyed that Leah is there. Leah says that she was supposed to sleep over tonight. Rachel is clearly really pissed off at Leah. I'm sure she's mad at her because she had convinced her to buy the dress in the first place and now blames her for her life falling apart. She tells her she has a headache and is going to bed. She's obviously lying and doesn't even try to sound convincing, and storms off. Rachel's mom stops Leah from leaving, telling her it's too late to go home and to just sleep on the couch for the night. Leah is grateful and agrees. She asks Leah what's wrong with Rachel. She plays it down and just says she's nervous about prom. She lets Leah know that she can talk to her about anything. Leah texts Rachel from the other room to talk, but Rachel ignores it. Her mom goes into Rachel's room and tells her that Leah is staying the night and to go apologize in the morning. Later that night in bed, she thinks she hears something but ignores it and tries to go to sleep. We then hear the bed creak and see a shadow coming closer to Rachel in bed. She turns around and it's a ghost staring at her. Rachel screams her head off. Leah hears her and runs into the room asking her what happened. Rachel looks at the clock and can't believe it's 9 a.m. She hasn't even gone to sleep yet. Leah tells her she had a nightmare, but Rachel tells her it wasn't a nightmare, that someone was in her room. Rachel truly feels like she is losing it. Leah tells her that she needs to get rid of the dress because it's not good for her, but Rachel loses it, calling her a jealous bitch who doesn't want her to look good at prom. She tells Leah that she's out of her mind for suggesting that she throw the dress away. Later that night, Rachel meets Leah at the prom, but she looks a bit worse for wear. A concerned Leah notices that Rachel looks weak and that she looks like she's in an almost trance-like state, and asks her to go with her to sit down to take a breather, but Rachel insists that she's fine. Rachel goes to the bathroom to throw up and she stares and stares at herself in the mirror, no longer recognizing herself. She starts to cry and tries to take off the dress, but then she sees the ghost again, who screams at her. Rachel falls over in shock. She hears someone say her name, and it's the ghost. Finally, having enough of the torment, Rachel attacks the ghost and chokes her. Rachel is then shocked to see that she didn't unalive the ghost, but that she had just unalived her best friend Leah. The ghost tricked her and made her think it was the ghost attacking her, but it was poor Leah coming in to see if Rachel was okay. A shocked and heartbroken Rachel could not believe what she had just done. She then lays down beside her best friend and passes away. Later, we see Marcus talking with another mortician, who appears to be training. He tells her that Rachel passed away due to being poisoned by embalming fluid that somehow soaked through her skin, in the exact same way as the girl from Rachel's school passed away a few years before. We now know that the girl had suffered the same fate as Rachel, and anyone who buys the dress in the future will certainly go through the same nightmare ending. The female mortician asks lots of questions because it doesn't make sense. He tells her that Rachel's death would have certainly been unpleasant, and that she would have had intense hallucinations due to the poisoning. He says that Rachel is ready now to be cremated, but tells her to go on her break first. Creep then takes off Rachel's dress and takes it to his office, where he makes a call to a second-hand shop saying that he has a one-of-a-kind piece that she might be interested in selling at her shop. Now we know that whoever buys that dress next will also have a nightmarish ending too. And our story ends there, guys. If you liked this story, then make sure to come back soon because I upload a few times a week. I have a couple of urban legend stories coming up this week and next week, so don't forget to subscribe so you'll know when they're uploaded. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Till next time, take care. Have a lovely day.